goes up. I didn't even post anything, but
All right.
uh,
Well, we's here, folks, live from Home Mountain / Atlanta, Georgia, and live from where you at, Lee?
we're
Rusty.
we're in the Bear Cave in Rock Hill, South Carolina,
There you
and
go.
I'm looking for Facebook to see if anybody's coming on. It doesn't look like it, but that's okay.
Yeah, we just started it. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Anyway, so we were just talking about our day and some of the movies we've just previously watched.
Yep.
Uh, so so how did you said you really liked the new Mission Impossible?
I did. I did. What I loved about it is it tied all the other Mission Impossible movies together with this.
Okay.
All of that led up to this moment.
So, are you a franchise fan? I mean, have you seen all of them?
Everyone,
Okay.
everyone, I love them. Because heck, I watched the original series growing up in the '60s.
Okay.
I remember watching them in the 80s.
Okay, they had a reboot of it. May have been in the '80s. Like
Because there was an old man used to do the voice, and he'd say, and then when they had the case, and it'd say, "You have 30 seconds, and this case is going to self-destruct," and the old
right.
guy had to disappear wherever he was at.
Yeah, and the ones I saw, it had for the first season you had one guy playing Jim Phelps, and then the next season it was Peter Graves playing Jim Phelps, and um, then in the some point I think it was the '80s that they had a reboot. Greg Morris was in the original, and they had his son Phil Morris playing the same type of role that his daddy played. The same job, and I want to say he was playing as his daddy's son, and he was doing what his daddy did.
Okay.
That was real good. And they paid homage to the old show with a character they had in this episode, which connected the first episode and the last episode in that way. But it was cool. It was cool. The only thing I didn't like was where I had to sit, and that was in the second row.
I don't like that close. Yeah. I want to sit in the middle, right in the smack dab middle. That's where I want to sit.
I want to be on the end.
Me too. I want to be in the middle of the rows of seats, but I want to be on the aisle, on the outside, the very last one.
That's me. That's what I want to do.
I'm looking up, I'm looking at it. I see everything without having to move or having to look this way to see it.
Yeah. So tonight we got salmon.
Yes.
And you can do anything you want with it.
I was kind of excited because at first I was like, man, I don't know. I got to get a big fillet. We went to Costco over the weekend and we got these salmon burgers. Cub really liked them, and I was like, all right, cool, that'd be nice. But they were kind of breaded.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't think there's any left. I think Cub destroyed the bag. So I was at Wally World just on a whim. Under $14.
There you go.
Now that's a pretty nice size. I was okay with that. So, and then it got me thinking about when I was at the hibachi place while I was in Texas. I got salmon. Woo! So now I got to try to rack the brain and remember how the guy did it. So we're going to screw it up.
I didn't know you could do salmon hibachi style. That's interesting.
What he did was, and this is what what I think I remember him doing. We're going to, instead of throwing it all out there at once, we're going to cut it. Portions. I should get 3 or 4 portions out of this. Set it on there, a little bit of butter, And instead of soy sauce, I got tamarind. I got a little bit of it left.
Okay.
Kind of get that going. Put it skin side up, down on there with the weight. Let that go for just a little bit, and then flip it. Put the weight back on it, and then I've got a Kinder's teriyaki.
Oh Lord, we done done
It's any good. I don't know anything about it. This is the first Kinder's product I've ever tried. So, and then I got asparagus that I'm going to try to attempt another hollandaise. I'm going to try to attempt the hollandaise.
Keep the paper towels away from the flame.
We're going to do it differently. We're going to try to do it the way that.
A double broiler?
Nope, I have the recipe.
Hey.
It worked the last time that I actually followed the recipe and it worked. So
Okay, good.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it again.
Well,
Because I want to like say that it's a foolproof if I screwed it up once. But the first time I didn't really follow the recipe.
yeah.
I winged it and the wing was broken. And so anyway, we're going to try that.
Well,
So what do you got?
I've got a big old
Sunshine on a cloudy day.
I got a big old hunk of salmon at Aldi,
Okay.
the size of that rascal.
That looks nice. Oh yeah, that's a good one. You got it at Aldi.
Yeah, $16. And I'm gonna cook it whole. And I've got Sweet Baby Ray's teriyaki, and I've got that's no sugar added, and I've got G. Hughes's teriyaki, no sugar added.
Okay. I was gonna ask how much sugar was in that.
So I don't have enough in this one, I don't think, to do the whole thing, so I've got the other on standby.
1 tablespoon of the Kinder's is 5.
Oh, that's well,
I'm only going to use a tablespoon probably.
yeah, because you just want a glaze.
Just as light glaze, not much.
Yeah,
Probably about that. So,
yeah. So, but then I'm also going to do bagel thins. You know, Thomas bagel thins with cream cheese, whipped cream cheese, with some smoked salmon
oh,
as like a little appetizer.
yeah, okay.
So,
And Mike, what I did, I went to the store and I got 2 3.5-pound salmon fillets, the complete size.
yeah.
Brought them home. We're going to be showing pictures in just a minute, but I made 7 pounds of smoked salmon. I took and I made my dry brine with salt, brown sugar, black pepper, garlic powder. Anyway, made my dry brine, laid my fillets into a big metal pan, covered them up, and I put them in about 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. I pulled them out about 3:30 this morning, so 13 and a half hours. Then I went to the sink and I washed off all of the dry brine, and I laid them to air out for about 2 hours so they could form that pellicle.
Yeah.
Then I put it in my smoker with alder and apple wood, and I smoked it till they reached 145, pulled them out, and the family was really excited about having smoked salmon for dinner. But I took and I brought a good sized piece down here for us to take and so we can actually eat it here on the show. But I made 2 big old smoked salmons.
All right.
We'll get more in depth into the pictures.
Yeah. Those are pretty. Those look pretty.
Yeah. And that was them on the smoker. So
I've got a little master built electric smoker, and pretty much I use it for fish. I don't think I put anything else in it because I got so many other smokers for everything else. But that's my fish smoker.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, no standing, man. I'm telling you, that's some good stuff. You ever had any smoked mullet?
Smoked what?
Mullet?
No. I've never eaten mullet. Only thing I've used mullet for is catfish bait.
Imagine that.
I've done that, and I've also had it for smoked and fried it, and it's. I love mullet. It's good. I mean, they're grass eaters.
You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. I'm just saying I haven't. Every
Right.
time I've had it, it's been in for my fish bait.
Yep.
And he's not taking fish bait and putting it on a sandwich.
The granddaughter's in here tiptoeing. Looking
Oh.
like, huh?
She can dance.
Hour to get there.
What?
There was traffic up Centerville Highway. There was 13 police cars on Centerville Highway.
Really?
Yeah, there was no wreck or anything. I don't know what's going on.
Huh? Well, they weren't stopping anybody, were they?
Well, they had like not the lanes going forward at the time, and coming back this way. They had all that whole road blocked off.
Oh my lord!
I don't know what's going on.
Who- Needless to say, you didn't come back at.
Rob's placing their stuff. Turn around.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna get this teriyaki on here and baste it.
Another pocket knife.
and see
Okay.
what happens.
I'm gonna slog your turkeys.
Now, big question: do you dry yours before you put it on?
Yes, I let it sit out for about 2 hours. That way you can form that pellicle on there to attract the smoke.
Yep. You just about got to dry it, otherwise you're gonna have that problem. Yep. Let me put this over here where y'all can see what I'm doing.
I guess you'd say. All right, let me slide it here. What can make me feel this way? Ugh. So, Mike, have you been adding any exercise to your daily routines here lately?
No, I hadn't been able to because, I hadn't had time for one thing, and also, we want to start walking, but Paige is kind of wobbly, off balance. Her balance isn't quite there, so that hadn't happened.
Okay. Well, Tuesday morning, I went and started. I did like a kettlebell stretching workout.
Ooh,
Man, I am sore.
kettlebells will work you.
I use a dumbbell instead of kettlebells just because that's what I have.
Well,
Versus buying a kettlebell.
yeah. If you want to turn your dumbbell into a kettlebell and have a better grip, so you don't worry about losing it with it, they sell. You can buy these handles that grip onto the
I only had two.
handle of the dumbbell, and it holds it real well. Oh, now that looks nice. And that's not too thick. I mean, it's not real thick at all. So that's good. But it was enough to do it. So that's all right. That other will get used sooner or later. So let me stick this in the Irvin. Yeah, I'm doing it at 375, and I'm basically just going to check it periodically and see how it's doing. It'll probably take at least 15 to 20 minutes. Because this is a thick piece of steak.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'll probably end up chewing on something. Yep. So, what'd y'all do over the weekend? I mean, we kind of missed out on Sunday.
Oh, what did I do Sunday? Oh, that's right. My wife was up at her cousin's house in Athens, Georgia,
Yeah.
visiting him and his wife. She and he like musicals and things like that. I'm not a big fan of musicals, mainly because I don't understand them.
Yeah, I love musicals.
You know, my issue is I just don't understand them. So, you know, because of that, I don't have a dislike for it. It's just I don't watch them much.
Right.
Alexa, set a 20-minute timer. All righty.
Right.
Now let's get this. Now these things here, you know, you got some carbs in them, but it's not a lot. You can, you can most likely work it into your daily carb allotment if you're doing the keto, because it's, especially if you're doing net carbs, because it's 18 carbs and 16 net. So I do net carbs because otherwise, I'm afraid I wouldn't get through it because of certain things, never know. Turn this on so we can get some heat. I'm gonna toast these bagels like this, and then I'm gonna put them on here to toast in this pan, and I'll add the other stuff to it. Now I'm gonna brown these up with mayo because I have found anything that's low carb and all that it tends to brown better with something other than butter, and so I try to do that. Have you found that the case, Lee?
With what?
With low carb, that butter just doesn't brown bread type things real well.
If it's if it's a fake bread,
Right.
like the cottage cheese cloud bread, yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes you got to get the butter brown or almost brown before you do that.
Right.
Just spreading a little butter on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know why. I guess I really hadn't paid attention to it either, but could be something in I don't know, something in it that's not in there.
Yeah, bread.
Yeah.
Uh,
Listen to this guy.
Oh, there's some cigars on the end of them stalls.
I know. Food Line didn't have a very good selection of asparagus. And really, I just want the upper part. I don't want
the trees anyway.
Yeah, I don't need the whole, all this stuff. So
I'm also going to make a little coleslaw to go with this.
All right. Let me slide over here, and I'll let you. Oops! Don't fall! Don't fall! So now I'll cook up the salmon first. One salmon, then we'll get to see how it goes. The second one, we'll put the asparagus on and get it going. Okay. How's that sound? How does that sound, Rusty?
That sounds fine. One of the ways I cheat a lot when I make asparagus. I'll throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes first just to get it soft. Then I put it on the grill. On my griddle or pan.
Well, I got some butter, so I'll put some butter on top of it, and then we'll put that on there, maybe a little olive oil, and then dome it. So that part of it, like just this half, will get.
Yeah, but you see, definitely as thick as these are.
I know
This is going to take forever to soften up.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the dome.
The dome ain't going to help that much.
Probably a little water. I've got water over here somewhere. So So yeah, Sunday. So what did you do Sunday? Anything interesting?
No, Sunday was a housework day. Worrying about my the new dishwasher, getting that thing lined up and adjusted, and peeling my fingers, and my dishwasher, the top spinner thing quit rotating about 3 or 4 months ago. So I only had water coming up from the jets on the bottom. Well, my wife at the facility she works at, whenever new residents come in, they have the opportunity to design their kitchen in any way they want. You know, the appliances, whether they want black, white, stainless steel, whatever. And they, you know, they choose their options. Well, they have a whole bunch of appliances that new residents, whenever they move in, don't want. So they just put them into this room, and they use those in and out for swapping out appliances. Well, they also sell them to the employees. So my wife went up to them and said, "Hey, you know, our dishwasher's messed up. Do y'all have any dishwashers?" And they said, "Yeah, we just took one out, but all of our appliances are stainless steel at the house, and the only thing they had was a black dishwasher." And she said, "Well, that's fine. At least it works, you know, and it was in good shape." So we got it for $50.
Wow.
Brought it home. I put it in. I looked at the model number. It's a GE profile. I forgot the model number exactly, but I went to the internet and I typed it in good old Google. It's a $1,100 dishwasher
Good Lord.
that we got for $50.
You made out like a bandit.
I mean, yeah, I knew that dishwashers got expensive, but I wasn't even thinking there was a $1,100 dishwasher. But it is supposedly the #1 quietest dishwasher on the market. And I mean, there's so many things about it. But, anyway, I installed it Saturday when she got home, and it was working fine. Whenever you open up the door, the 2 baskets in it would automatically roll out. And that's because the 2 leveling feet on the front, they were screwed all the way shut, so all the way up. So the thing was leaning forward.
Oh.
So on Sunday, I unhooked all the wires and took it back out, adjusted the feet. Then I decided to put it back in without any help. And I was pushing and pushing, and it wouldn't quite fit. So I decided I grabbed both sides of it with my hands, and I just take my hip and just bump it, see if I could just bump it past that little spot. Well, I bumped it shut and pinched my finger in between the dishwasher and the housing, and it peeled about 1.5 inches of skin off of between my knuckle and the, I don't know what you call this part, but between my finger knuckle and my hand knuckle, that space in between there.
Yeah.
The skin back.
That had to hurt.
Oh yeah, my daughter's all screaming, "Oh no, we gotta take you to the hospital." I said, "Babe, give me some duct tape. I gotta get this thing finished."
Yep. I can wrap this up and it'll stop bleeding.
But my wife brought something home called news. It's like liquid Band-Aid, and we just been putting that onto it and keeping it bandaged up and stuff to let it heal.
Yeah, it's like second skin, that liquid.
Right.
Yeah, I've used that. That stuff works good.
I was just amazed that that there was an $1,100 dishwasher.
Oh yeah. They get expensive.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Out for them. They
Right.
I've been like you go to the refrigerators and those are crazy.
Yeah, I've seen $3,000 refrigerators.
Woo. Man, not me.
Okay. So you got the dishwasher in. Does it work good?
Oh man, it's whenever we first started it, I'm sitting here listening and I'm like, something ain't right, it ain't working. And it was working, it's just so quiet I couldn't hear it, didn't know. But I mean it washes great.
So
has two features for the soap. It's got your regular tablet dispenser that has a door on it where you put your tablet in and close the door. And then on the other side, you unscrew it, and then it has a place for you to squirt in a whole bottle of liquid detergent. So whichever one you want to use, if you want to use liquid detergent, you don't close the box on the tablet. If you want to use the tablet, you just close the box, and it doesn't use the liquid detergent.
Okay.
And so it was just so many features. The 3 different levels of heating. There's a steam dry mode. I'm like, if it's steam, how's it going to dry? Because it's moisture. But I mean, it was just all kinds of fancy stuff.
So I think the I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, ours, that little door broke like a long time ago. So you just throw your little tablet in there and then let it go.
Don't go nowhere. Because you're going to be tasting you.
You know I did that wrong. Gosh dang it.
I thought you wanted the yolk in there.
I do. We rotate.
You messed up the hollandaise again.
He just messed up the egg drop.
Oh, okay.
So I went to put the egg, separate the white from the yolk,
Yeah.
and I put the white in the wrong pot.
Oh, man.
So I wanted the yolk in the.
We're cutting eggs. It cuts it into thin slices.
You there?
bowl.
You froze. You froze for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. This place is just crazy. You know what? I don't have a bottle of water out here. There's one in the house. There's one in the refrigerator. Should be one in there.
Generating beer.
Well, then I guess I don't have one. I'll use this.
I've got a case of water in my car. I'll be happy to get a bottle real quick.
Oh, I'll go run back inside and get a thing of water. I thought I had some. It's recording.
Well, I got still weed somewhere and I can't find it. I found it. Oh, let me find you.
Okay, so I got some tap water. I need a teaspoon of tap water. Okay. I need a teaspoon of lemon juice. All right. And pinch of salt. Oh, 2 pinches because Rusty's here. All right, now we're just waiting on the butter to hit 220 degrees. Do I have?
For all practical purposes, that's lox and cream cheese.
Yeah, I got me 2 blocks of Philadelphia because I made a salmon dip with mine too.
I do not know where my mine was. There it is. Nope. 95. Okay. How does our salmon look?
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, it smells good in here. Oh my goodness. Is that salmon?
Yes, smoked salmon. We got first taste test here.
More than one?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Let me dump a little more soy sauce on that.
Oh my gosh.
No, isn't that good? Oh, you weren't talking about me.
No.
I'm sure yours is good too.
Well, I don't know. I just got this good crust on it.
You want to taste it? Oh. You want to bite it?
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll get a
Mm,
platter out for that.
so good.
That's basically lox and cream cheese. Smoked salmon and cream cheese on plate.
Mm. We both said it at the same time.
We got a hit with the salmon on the bagel with cream cheese.
Yes. Mm.
I don't see any smiles.
They're too busy eating.
Over eating.
There's a lot of
Mm.
tones coming though.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the
Mm.
That's darn good.
Yum. Yum. Make sure we make this again.
Man.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll take a bite. I hadn't had
So
one.
I'm kind of just in a sit still for right now because I'm waiting on that for this.
That's
That's
good.
going good.
That's good stuff, Papa.
Thank you.
What did you put on the cream cheese?
Huh?
What did you put on the cream cheese?
Dill weed.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Mm.
Rusty's got a good idea. We're going to put some of this asparagus over the burner.
What do you think?
Papa? He
So
said he started to make salmon scrambled egg. You know they have a salmon scramble at Blind Biscuit?
yes.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
It's ironic you say that because one of the guys I walk with in the mornings, there's one diner that we go to that he gets salmon patties in his, like chopped up, in his, with onions and peppers, and it looks amazing. And I was going to make that tonight, but then I was like, I got other stuff going on.
Is there a lot left?
I got this one.
Oh, that's not much. It's not enough.
Decent.
Thank
You
you.
can have it there, please.
Huh?
I love fish.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I got one hit so far. Now we're waiting on the teriyaki salmon to come out of the oven.
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah.
First to try? Yay!
It's two for one.
Mm.
The rest of it is smoked salmon, and Lee is doing a teriyaki salmon too.
Smoked salmon is one of my favorites.
All righty. So I don't know how much longer it'll be before this is ready. In there, I gotta check the temperature.
Reckon them dudes is done.
They are done.
All right, so Mike, my first batch of salmon's done.
Excellent.
So good. So good.
Look at this, Mike.
Ooh, look at that.
First batch is done.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Yum.
So now, while this is sitting here and chilling,
Uh-huh.
take some of this Kinder's teriyaki and try to put some on it. I guess I got to do that first.
There you go. Well,
Figure it out. That'll work.
The finger looking good. Yum, yum.
Okay, let's see.
Don't use your teeth.
This helps.
Yes.
So let's put a little more butter down.
Nah. Yeah, change the battery in my meat thermometer, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. And see what I come up with. And I'll flake it a little bit because
This stuff smells good.
the other thing, if you can't get it, if you don't know whether it's done or not, just flake it. It'll flake when it's done.
You don't have your helpers today?
No, they're inside. They had her wisdom teeth pulled out yesterday.
Ew.
So she's kind of not worth the crap. Or, I mean, she's kind of indisposed.
All four of them?
Yeah. Cub is just being Cub and doesn't want to help, so it's fine. I didn't even ask her really, so
Well, that's no fun.
yeah, it's all right. I mean,
I'm here. You don't need them.
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Wait, that's not what we had?
No,
Oh my gosh.
this is different.
Woo.
You put that in there for me. In the trash can.
Yes.
All right, let's see.
Mm.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm at a little bit. Yep. See the difference now.
dang it, lost one. Close. Close. So now, taking the asparagus, dropping it on the griddle, some butter, right up on top.
There she is. What you think?
He's feeling good.
I think I'm going too fancy. If Mike's done
Yeah,
in 20 minutes.
You're going too fancy.
Yeah, I'm going too fancy. Mike's done in 20 minutes.
that's all right. It ain't a race.
So there's the first part.
Yeah.
That's all right. Set that aside.
No.
couple guys to a friend of ours in the F3 group is been a minister and been a pastor for the church, and he finally got his certificate, making him official. So we went to that. That was pretty cool. Something fun, something different. So that's where I was Sunday. Not like anybody missed me, but that's all right.
I missed you.
But
If you were here, I wouldn't have done this.
yeah. Well, so let's look at Rusty's pictures here. Head to state. That's not the right picture. I don't know why. There it is. So this is what you use for your brine.
Exactly.
So you had you said 7 pounds.
I had two slabs of fish that were 3.5 pounds each, and I used 2.5 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons black pepper, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Mixed that all up really good with a whisk. Then I laid my fillets down in the big aluminum pan and just covered it with that brine. And I let it soak in the refrigerator for about 13 and a half hours. And whenever I got up this morning around 4 o'clock.
Well,
And I just had to go to the bathroom, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I went ahead and went in the kitchen and started finishing up the recipe there. And I rinsed everything off, set it on the cookie racks so they could sit down and they could dry out and get the pellicle. And then it was about 2 hours. Then I put them in the smoker at 225 with alder and apple, and waited till they get 145, and I pulled them out. Let them rest for 20 minutes or so. Me and Tamara had to try one to make sure they were good.
Yeah.
And then I put the rest of them in the refrigerator, and then I went on to work.
So 221.
We are good.
We cut that off. Grab get a pop holder. Oh, the
I told you.
okay. So now I'm going to make the hollandaise.
all right.
It's up to 220 degrees.
Yeah. All righty, here goes the second taste test. Teriyaki salmon.
Yes. Good, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You did it again.
Thank you. Folks, I used a slab of salmon, the whole one side of the salmon.
So we'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get bigger than that.
I thought they were like,
They can be. They can be. But I got, and what I did, I just kept it whole. If you don't have to, you can cut it up like Lee cut it up. Whatever you want to do, whatever suits you. My reason for not doing that is I wanted the whole salmon cooked. So then I put teriyaki on it and baked it in the oven for 20 minutes at 375. If you want, we like it medium salmon. So if you wanted a little more done, cook it a little longer. Cook it whatever length you want to cook it, but it's done to your desire. Then, what you got, now if you don't want to buy the big salmon like that and you just want to use canned salmon, make you some salmon patties, cook them up, and then glaze them with this after you've done it, and it'll be some kind of good as well. So it's up to you. Make it yours. Play with the food, like our buddy Tom Garvey is like to say, and also, oh, cooking secrets to me. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Lee is making a Hollandaise sauce.
Oh.
Well, he'd already tried to make it once.
I know a little.
Yeah, and he's made it since then, so he figured out what to do, and now he's making it.
Wonderful. I gotta get to them. Thank you, Dara. Look. Okay. This
Sure.
one was perfect.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Very picky about coleslaw. This is a good coleslaw.
That looks like it's coming together, Lee. It's not. Dang.
Still real liquidy.
Huh.
I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I don't know. Like, it's still real liquidy.
It's cool, man. It's flavored.
Hollandaise is just your nemesis.
I think it is.
There's glasses up there. There may be other stuff you could put it into.
Splattering all over the place.
You could wash one of those cups if you want.
Salmon's probably good.
It's up to you. Oh, use the purple cup. I thought it was for you.
Oh no.
Oh, ice is cold. And that tumbler, boy, how it keeps stuff real cold.
Out.
Mhm. Mhm.
This one's done. This is a little bit good.
Okay. Let's get up.
Well, for that one, it's sitting right on top of the flame, too.
I got enough salmon for another meal.
I know my wife, she said, "What are you making tonight?" And I told her, she said, "So I'm going to like it." I was like, "Well, you should."
Yeah, should. Yeah, what the heck?
She's like, "You're not doing any of that weird stuff to it, are you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
No weirder than normal.
So, yeah, I don't know what's up with this dang hollandaise. I can't make a hollandaise. The one came out good. Now it's not coming together at all.
I tried making mine with a blender once. It emulsified just fine, and then it broke.
I don't know.
It tastes good though.
It's not coming together, so whatever. I tried. So we'll get back to Rusty's cook here. So Oh, where are we at? So Rusty, this is your marinade or whatever.
Yeah, that's the dry brine ingredients.
Okay. Now what? This is your
That's the 2 slabs of salmon that I got.
before you did anything.
Yeah, that was just taking them out of the package and putting them in the pan.
Okay. Now what's this picture?
That is the coating of the dry brine on top of the fillets.
Okay.
That's a big piece of salmon too.
Yeah, they were both 3.5 pounds.
I don't remember how many mine was, but it was big.
Okay. And then what's this one?
That is the same fillets, but you see where they're scored, where I cut them into the pieces.
So you already cut them or just scored them?
I cut them down to the skin,
Okay.
so the skin still has them attached, but they are in the individual pieces there.
Okay. And then this one?
That, let me see the rack.
This is just the fillets laid out on the.
Yeah, that is me putting them on the racks to going into the smoker. I brought my smoker racks into the house and I set them on the rack so I could go out and slide them in.
After,
No, wait a minute. No, that rack is my cooking rack for cooling cookies when you make cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I put them on whenever I had to let them air dry for 2 hours to form the pellicle.
Oh, okay. So that was.
That was right after the previous picture where they were individually scored.
Yeah.
I went to the sink. I used scissors and I cut them, the skin where they were scored. And then I washed everything off individually and set them on this cooling rack so they could air dry.
Okay.
That'll work. I like that.
All right. Give me just a second here.
You know, if you, when I need a cooling rack of any size like this, you had to have a big one for that. I'll take one of the racks out of the oven before I start the oven and just set it on the stove, and then I'll take the parchment paper and pull the parchment paper up and set it on the rack to cool it out of whatever I've cooked it in. Like in this case, this sheet pan.
And that is them when I put them in the smoker.
Okay. What was your smoker set at?
Set at 225.
Okay.
And I was using alder and apple wood.
Alder and apple. Why those?
Alder because ever since I was a kid growing up at home, alder is the wood that my mom and dad used whenever they put salmon on the smoker. So that's just what I grew up with. That's just what I'm used to. What's what I know.
Okay.
Because growing up, my mom and dad, they always had an electric smoker too. They never had a gas one or anything.
So then, what's this picture?
Same thing. Just
a
stepping
picture
back.
of the smoker, and there's the
That's the water pan.
water pan at the bottom. And this is an electric smoker.
It is master built.
Okay. And then this is your
That's the
recipe. And this is for your basically your marinade, right? Your brine.
Yeah, that's for the brine, and then the air dry process and the cooking process.
Okay. All right, and you've been doing this for several years.
Oh yeah.
The same way. So
When that held, your smoker must be a fair size because it's held all that without any troubles.
Yeah, it's a 5-tier electric master built. I mean, it's perfect for the salmon that I do.
Yeah.
And I was telling Lee earlier, I do believe salmon is the only thing that I cook in that smoker because of cooking other proteins for the family like chicken or a Boston butt or pork chops.
Right.
I use my bigger smoker because I'm cooking more.
Right.
And I have access to it for flipping and temperature checking and stuff.
Yep.
But it
It ain't coming out till it's done.
only takes 70 to 90 minutes to cook that salmon in the smoker.
Yeah, that's not
And
bad.
so I don't want to fill up a firebox for my drum or fire up the pits and stuff on my pit boss. I mean, it's only going to be cooking for a little over an hour, so I
Yeah.
just use the electric smoker for that.
So do you use with the wood you use? Did you use wood chips or what?
Chips.
Chips. Okay. Because I know some folks put pellets in, and I didn't know.
You can't put a pellet in there. They do burn. They do not smoke near as good as wood does.
Right.
And you're going to go through a whole lot more pellets than you would wood chips. But some people, that's all they have, and so that's what they use.
Right.
But I've got so many. I mean, I've got wood chunks for my drum, wood chips for my electric smoker. Well, I got pellets for my pellet grill and my pellet smoker. So I mean, I've got it all.
Yeah.
The good thing about that master build, that thing is airtight, and I mean, it just holds smoke so well. Now, I've got the vent on the top to adjust, but nothing leaks out of the doors. And whenever that thing fills up with smoke, it really smokes the protein very, very well.
How long does it take to cool down afterwards?
I say 10, 15 minutes.
That's good.
Because whenever I'm done, I open the door, I take the racks in the house, and I clean all my racks and stuff off, but I leave my door open to the smoker. And so then I'll go out and I'll get my water pan. I'll dump the water in the yard, bring my water pan in the house, I'll get that cleaned up. Then by the time I go out and put everything back into the smoker, it's cooled off. I close the door, put my cover on it, and it's done.
So I've got a couple of friends who have electric smokers, and they periodically clean it so it'll get any grease that's in there out of it if there's any grease that's built up on it.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
No, because this one has got a really good channel. So if anything does drop, first of all, the water pan catches almost 90% of everything.
Right.
And it comes out in the water pan. If I
It's
have a lot of stuff extended on the racks and it drips off the edges or off the extreme sides, it's nothing to just taking a washcloth in there and just wiping it down takes care of it.
Right. I say wash. That's pretty much what they do. A washcloth and wipe it down real good, and they're good to go.
The grease channel at the bottom, it's a little aluminum plate that goes down like a V into a channel, and the grease drains out of the back of the smoker. So it comes with a drain pan and everything to attach to it. So I've never had a grease issue in that smoker at all.
That's good. That's good. How did asparagus come out?
Nice and tender.
Good. Do you like it? Hey, Tom's Food Factory.
Hey, Tom, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, Tom?
He said, "What brand of frozen salmon patty did Lee make? Did Lee get?"
I got real salmon, buddy.
Uh,
So, all right. Well, let me.
we can always count on Tom to put us in our place.
Let me move this over, and we'll get ready to plate.
And Mike, you said you went to Aldi and got yours, and it was
Yep.
$15.
16 with tax.
Man, I wish I'd have went there. I went whenever I picked up my 2 sides. I ended up paying $54 for 2 sides of salmon.
Woo. But you're gonna be eating on that for a while.
I hope when I get home that my kids ain't got it all gone.
You got a teenage boy at home, right?
He's not teenage. He's
Oh.
23.
Well, he's still got a teenage appetite, though.
Oh, definitely does. But between him and my daughter and my wife, I mean, this is one of their favorite things that I make, and I'll be lucky to get me some when I get home. But that's okay because I brought a piece tonight so that Lee can taste it. So at least I'll have a piece tonight here.
There you go. I like that. Man, that was some kind of good.
I would give you my pocket knife
Well,
for cutting that open. Oh, it pulls open.
yeah, it's
Okay.
open.
Yeah, I was at Aldi yesterday working on a client, and I had 4 boxes come in of equipment. I took my pocket knife out, cut the boxes open so I could get the parts out, laid my knife on the belt, and I go start putting stuff together. I turn around and my knife has disappeared. So somebody done walked off with my pocket knife. I gotta go out and buy me a pocket knife tomorrow.
Man, I've had a few pocket knives walk off over the years. They're like pins. Somebody gets a hold of it, they're gonna walk off with it.
Well, this one Lee gave me a couple months ago. He said he had several of them, and he gave it to me, and it's been working perfect. And somebody walked off with it.
That's beautiful, Lee. Oh yeah. Well, he gave me a knife a couple of what was it, about a year ago, maybe a little more. But anyway, he gave me one. That's my favorite knife.
And there's the smoked salmon.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that!
Really, really thick.
Mm-hmm. How many watts does that electric smoker use?
To tell you the truth, I have no idea. I've never looked into it.
You don't have. You just plug it in any
Yeah.
kind of then.
I just plug it in it's on my back deck with everything else. I just run an extension cord out there and plug it in and cook.
So it's probably at least 1,800 watts. The outlet's capacity. So you know it's not over that.
Well, let's see here. On that same line is my air fryer, my microwave, and that smoker. That's the only 3 things I have on that same outlet.
Do you ever cook with them all at the same time?
I cooked with my air fryer on and the smoker, and I've cooked with my microwave on and the smoker. But I've never cooked with all 3 of them on at the same time.
Okay.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. All right. Well, I got my wife's plate. I got our plate.
There you are.
Let's try yours first.
Let me put y'all on solo.
And the skin peels right off the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It'll do it. Now, if
It
I'm
does have a little smoke flavor or smell.
putting it on a griddle or in a pan, I cook the skin crisp, and you could eat it if you want to.
Yeah, well, whenever I'm smoking it, it's only going up to 145 degrees, so
Yeah,
it's not crisp up the skin.
Yeah, that won't crisp
There's
it up.
fat between the skin layer and the protein. There's a lot of fat, and 145 degrees does not render that fat.
No.
So I don't like the skin on smoked salmon.
No, the only way I do it is if I've got it on a griddle or doing it in a pan, and then I'm kind of picky about that too.
That would be fantastic and cream cheese on it.
And I got that at home. I got me 2 blocks of Philadelphia
Yeah.
cream cheese. Got some chives, black pepper, a little sprinkle of Old Bay, the spice your wishes sauce, and Ritz crackers.
Yes.
It's got a real mild smoke flavor, but you still get the salmon flavor. And it's not overly like salmony, not overly fishy.
That's good. That's what you want right there.
Yeah. Like I said, it'd be fantastic in that omelet or
When you
Oh,
see it
yeah.
right off of the skin.
yeah. It peeled right off the skin. Like I can roll this over
Pops right off. Yeah.
and there's the skin. So
You can see the fat.
yeah.
And like I said, in smoked salmon, there's no way to render that, not at 145 degrees.
Yeah, that's true.
Tom says you making him hungry. How can that be?
Hey.
He's talking to you, Rusty.
It's because this is Rusty's.
Yeah, he said Rusty's making me hungry. How can that be?
I didn't cook it. That's why it's making me hungry. Yeah, that's good. I said it's real mild smoke flavor.
Yeah.
And it's not overly salmony like those burgers that we made last week was I mean that smell was just throughout the house.
You don't get a fishy smell or a fishy taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool. Get a knife. We'll cut into this one. All right.
So what we've done, folks, is we've shown you how to prepare something with using salmon 4 ways. Both Lee and I did teriyaki, but we did it 2 different ways.
Yep, we use different company seasonings.
Right, exactly. So, you know, it just shows you there's no one way of doing it. So,
And I did our salmon on the griddle.
Right.
Something different.
And I did it in the oven because I kind of had a feeling you were going to use the griddle since you got your setup like you do. And I said, I'll do mine in the oven. I would have used my electric Ninja Sizzle electric griddle, but it's not big enough for this piece of salmon. Even if I cut it up, it wouldn't be big enough.
What does it need, Lee?
Salt or pepper?
Salt.
Which I did not salt anything.
Right.
I had this tamarind or tamari,
Uh-huh.
and that was it, and butter. So I got a little bit of lettuce.
The tamari.
And tamari is just a soy sauce substitute.
Right.
It's a non-soy, so
Right. Tamari is really good if you hadn't tried it, folks. And it's a good substitute for it if you don't want to use the soy.
That salt helped it a lot.
helped it a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what really brought it out, brought the savoriness out in it.
Yeah.
If I'd have had real soy sauce, I would have done it right, or more of the tamari, because I only had just a little bit. I didn't plan that far ahead. The sauce. What do you think of the sauce?
Can't taste it.
Oh, I went too mild.
I am really amazed at how tender this asparagus got, as thick as it was.
Yeah.
These stalks were so thick.
So like this is one of the small ones, Mike. You can see how big that is.
Yeah, that's thick. That's a thick stalk.
That's my pinky.
Yeah.
Pinky thick, yeah.
I didn't think this was going to get tender at all, but it did. This is real tender.
And
Yeah.
I put them on there with some butter on top, and then domed it. Splashed a little water to help steam,
Right.
and then finished it off with some more steam. And yeah, super tender.
I like
Not mushy. It's more like a kind of like well, I mean, it's like you would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like from asparagus to be tender, but have still just a little bit of bite to it. And mushies, nope, don't want no part of mushy.
Nope. But I'm liking this Kinder's teriyaki. I love teriyaki.
And that's the thing about teriyaki and other sauces that you glaze with on salmon. If it's not enough after you get it out, just put a little more on it.
And I only drizzled it on the end, so it sat up like a glaze, kind of. But if I would have put that on while it was like once I flipped and let that sit down in there and cook down there, I think it'd been money.
Yep.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
It looks delicious. I think we both all 3 of us put out some good stuff.
Yeah.
And folks, you got
Oh man.
so you got 4 ways of salmon making here today.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. I tell you what, doing it this way, I got that whole slab of salmon for $14, under $14. The asparagus, that bunch was $4. I got 2 full plates. I got 2 more pieces back here. So for under $20,
Yeah, 4 meals.
well,
Yeah.
with the sauce and stuff, so you're around $20, $22. That's better than going to Texas Longhorn.
Oh yeah.
Texas
And
Roadhouse.
the sauce, you're going to use that more than in just more dishes than just this.
Yes.
So, you'll spread out.
When I bought that, I was a little skeptical because I was like, I don't know. But I had envisioned chicken on a hibachi and the salmon. So I have other ideas for this.
Hey, Dustin, Keto Simple. Dustin's in. Good to see you, man. You're right. Long time no see.
Been a while, man. But I think a little salt and pepper, a little more tamari, and I would have been nailed right off the bat. But it's all right. It was just all finishing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I am tickled and blessed. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, for actually letting us put this show on.
Hey, Dustin, are you and Chris Cook in Nashville? And what's the guy's name? Southern Keto. I forget his name. I think that was who you were doing a live with both of them at one time. You still doing that? I hadn't been able to get on and check anything of anybody.
Yeah, I haven't been able to check out other live shows.
Yeah, because my days is eat up. Can't finish it.
It's to me. It's
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
have to.
everybody's is gonna have it. So
Okay.
can I? Do you want it?
You went in the griddle over just a bit.
I saw the condensate and stuff from the dome. But anyway, my hollandaise failed again. I don't know what to do with that. So next time I might try this powdered version that Rusty really likes. I might let you make one next time because he says he can make it perfect every time. But
Everybody's different.
oh, well, Mark.
Max won't some.
No,
Max.
Man, that is good.
It is.
I'm happy with myself. And I can tell you, I haven't cooked salmon like this. Like I used to do it on the grill, but it's been years. I haven't done a big fillet long time. So, or on the griddle. I don't even know stinking Blackstone. But, well, Mike, let's get out of here. We'll go get cleaned up and eat some dinner.
Sound like a plan.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks everybody for watching. What's that? Use that sauce on shrimp. Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Before we leave, let's see. What are you gonna do next week?
I don't know.
Which one of us came up with salmon?
Who did come up with salmon?
I don't remember. I have to rewatch it.
I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank on which one of us it was. Well, let's see. Want to do something with beef?
Always.
Okay.
Anything and anything you want. Just there's no boundaries on it. Anything you want to make this beef.
Do we want to do it to a steak or skirt steak or ground beef?
Yep.
He says anything.
Yeah, anything. Man, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Go up to Restaurant Depot, get us an inside skirt steak, make some fajitas.
Could do fajitas, yeah. Good eating. All right. Steak.
And again, that asparagus was freaking amazing. I'm really shocked that it got so tender.
I am pretty sure how thick it is. I mean,
Every now and again, I surprise a fella.
that's a good sized stalk on that thing.
Yeah, I almost put it back and went and got a jar
I know that's
because I was like, "There's no way." And then I kind of thought, well, if I steam it and I butter it, it should come out okay.
Well,
But for the most, I mean, it did. It came out
Yeah,
nice
it
and
did.
tender, and it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take.
you know, I have, I like to do frozen vegetables whenever possible because fresh goes bad real quick.
Yeah, I saved and went and bought this morning. But
I found that there's two vegetables that frozen just doesn't work for them. That's Brussels sprouts and asparagus. They both turn to mush. Everything else
I'm eating mine.
is great.
What time?
Oh, yeah, I can finish that.
Doing asparagus and Brussels sprouts with from frozen.
Now my hollandaise would have turned out good. I would have been money. That would have been great, but hey, it happens.
You adapted.
So, all right.
And
So
you didn't do anything different than you did whenever it worked.
yeah, that's why I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't get it hot enough. Maybe it just crested 220 and then needed to be a little bit over.
Could be.
I don't know.
Hollandaise is a fickle thing.
That's what I read. The Kenji Lopez video I sent you was, and he says, out of 10, you might make one right.
Yep. It's a fickle thing.
So,
And I have never been able to get it right I've gotten it right with the blender, like 1 out of 10 times. And then I've never been able to get it right with whipping it with a whisk. Can't get it, I can't get it to do it. By the time my arm is about to fall off by no time at all.
well, so we got beef next week.
Beef.
Okay.
It's beef. It's what's up with.
No, Oscar Mayer makes all beef hot dogs.
There you go. Hey, that works.
So, there was a couple guys on, is it Netflix? One of the shows or apps, this one comedian and this actor got together and they decided to make AC's barbecue. And they were showing the whole series is about how they started a barbecue brand.
Oh,
With like trying to, hey, here's our idea. Let's make a sauce. Let's make a rub. Let's make, how do we get it into a restaurant? Like, what all would we have to do? How they got products with their logo on or whatever. And it was kind of interesting. And then I stopped watching it. And now they are the spokesperson for the smoked brisket at Arby's.
oh wow.
So I was like, should I go to Arby's and do like a review, a redneck's take on these guys, two guys cooking barbecue from California?
Go for it.
But
I say go for it. What the heck?
green beans are the devil's food. Frozen green beans. I don't mind frozen green beans.
No, me either.
I tell you what, though, my cousin turned me on to this Allen's seasoned green beans. It comes in a can,
I've used them. Yeah.
tall can. That stuff tastes like down home country at the church smorgasbord green beans.
Yep.
Oh my goodness!
I fully agree.
I can eat almost a whole can.
That stuff's good stuff.
Yeah.
Agree with you, man.
Yeah.
All righty, so let's get out of here.
All right. So remember the 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.
Let's be careful out there.
All right.